guys, and welcome to Scrap Rat. If you saw my video the other day, we made these yesterday. I was cleaning up and decided I was going to take this paper and spray it and cut it into strips. So I thought maybe some of you might want to see the way that I use this kind of paper. Because I can't really use it for collage unless I actually seal it because it has the mica on it. So I decided I was just going to spray it all over the place, and yeah, so that's what we're going to do. And I will pause it when it needs to dry because it's going to have the mica on it. Let's see if I can find something to keep it off the rest of my desk. And I think we're going to go ahead and use some recycled foil, I guess. I won't be using the gold foiling that I used yesterday. I might. Don't never say never. But I'm just going to spray it with some alcohol inks to get the color kind of everywhere, I guess. So sorry if my big head's in the frame. I'm just kind of trying to make it look colored and not just like a brown Amazon packaging. And that's what this is. You could use a paper bag for your backdrop. You could use newspaper. You can still roll those paper beads out of newspaper. So we're just going to use some the mica sprays here and there. That's big blob. Big blob. And let's do this one. Oh, or let's not. Let's put that one in the one that's stopped up. How about this one? Are we going to work? We're not going to work? Okay, you're stopped up. I have a bucket over here that they are going to go into the sink and hopefully be fixed. This one too is acting kind of silly. I love mica sprays. I hate the fact that they get stopped up. And I shake them. I shake them sideways. I don't shake them, you know. But I guess it's just the nature of it. All right, so we're going to pause real quick, and we're going to come back with a smaller sheet, and we will make a couple of beads. So just real quick video. I just wanted to get it out there and show you guys. Don't throw that paper away. All right, hang tight. Real quick, we're going to cut these, and then I'm going to put my regular mat down so we're not glaring. I'm not really measuring. I just folded it in half so my paper would fit. I'm just cutting random strips. Oops. That one's going to be wonky. It's okay. This little bit here, I cut the end of it off. I'm just going to, I'm just going to use this. I was thinking I was going to turn it or something, but yeah, why? I'm going to do that. And we're going to make one more cut, and then we're going to use that for one big giant bead. So hold tight, guys. Okay, got them cut. Got most of them flattened out. And what we're going to do, in case you didn't see video from the other day, we're just going to make paper beads. And we're going to make it out of our, excuse my hands, it's messy craft. We're going to make it out of our drop paper, our our messy paper that, you know, sometimes we hold on to when we're gel plating or, I don't know, painting. Even if you don't make, you don't use a whole lot of, you don't use a whole lot of scrap paper, but you do painting, you know, you could take this and use your drop paper from your painting. A lot of people do mixed media, and this would be one way if you don't collage with it, which I don't collage a whole lot. And when I do, I tend to use scrapbook paper. I don't tend to use the brown paper. I do for like the back of, oh, I don't even know what you call them, like embellishments. I'll use it for like a background. But that's about it. I won't use it in collage, really. Okay. There is our bead. Excuse the messy hands. It's a messy craft. Alcohol ink does not wash off. I have to go basically use alcohol to get them off, to get it off. Okay, this one I think we're actually going to make into one big giant fat bead. And I'm going to wrap it with some fibers. Sometimes if you curl the paper to get it kind of started. And another thing I didn't show in the other video I want to show. I forgot to show how you can make a bigger bead. So, I mean, I think you could have figured it out, but I still felt bad that I didn't actually show it. Glue these a little bit more than what I have. Trying to rush through, trying to make sure I remember everything I wanted to say that I didn't say yesterday. But mainly, what I wanted to do was to show you that when I was cleaning up my paper, that I'm actually going to use it to make beads. Because, well, mica does flake off until you seal it, so it needs to be on something that's sealed. If you wanted to do something else with it that seals, why don't you let me know what your ideas are, because I'm going to run out of space for paper beads. Maybe I will make that necklace. But I have some fibers over here. Let's see. From something I cut the other day. I was going to make something and I ended up not making it. So they've been hanging out over on my cabinet. So we're going to use some of these. And we're just going to wrap it around this. Let's just spread out, buddy. Okay. I'm going to take, let's find a pinky one. Take this one. Glob right there. Sorry, I'm out of screenshot. Get it over here. We're just going to take and wrap that around there a couple of times. And we're going to put another big glob right there. And we're going to wrap them around twice into the glob, and then we're going to cut them while holding them tight. And like I said the other day, you may need a haircut when it's all done and over with, but there's another bead. We're going to stick him in that just so he can kind of dry. Let's put him in that. And I wanted to show you, we'll make a big fat one with this. Oh, I took my thing away. Well, par for the course, Cindy. Okay. So this one, we're going to just kind of try and coax him into wanting to roll. And then we got him going. Put some glue down so you can seal the beginning. sorry. Do a little bit more. And we're just going to go along the edge up to the top. And like I said the other day, even those wonky ones can be beads. I cut the little tip of that off just because, well, the brown was showing and I want it to be pretty today. Let's do this one. This is fun. It's a lot of fiber. We're going to put it there. Going to put these there. Kind of wrap them up here so we can actually keep it on there. This is going to cover up the whole bead. Maybe we'll take this one out. Come out of there. And maybe we'll do one way and then the other one the other way. Just put a little bit of glue in there. So I think he's going to stay. These two I'm going to tie together. Because we have two of them. Why not? Why not tie it? Why not make a little extra texture in it? Sure, why not? There we go. And there's another bead. You can cut these off later if you want. Let's see. Oh, one more. I always say one more. Let's do this one. Actually, I want to do two more. Two more. Maybe we won't wrap these. I'll wrap them off out of your time. I'll wrap them on my own time. There we go. Yeah, I don't even know if I introduced myself. I was in such a hurry to get that paper done. I am Cindy. This channel is Scrap Rat. If it's your first time here, welcome. And if you're coming back for more clamoring with my messy craft room, then thank you very much for coming back, stopping by. Either way, yeah. If you haven't yet, maybe subscribe, because they're not all this messy and they're not all this disorganized. I'm not going to say I'm ever organized, but you know, sometimes I am. Okay, so we have that bead, and we are just going to add more to it. See, like I said, I think you guys could have figured this out. I really do. But I wanted to show you because I didn't say anything about it the other day. And we're actually going to take this one and try to show you what the last bead, I promise it's the last bead. But the last one that I wanted to show you. We'll see how it works. I haven't done one in a minute, so not sure I can still remember exactly how to do it. I just kind of let them do whatever they want to do. It makes it easy. Makes it easy. Makes it more fun. Makes it more relaxing when you just let your paper and your whatever medium that you're using, when you just kind of let it do what it wants, let it do the work, makes it a lot easier, makes it more relaxing. And it's fun to craft when you don't fight your paper or whatever you're dealing with. Because I know I've gotten upset plenty of times when paint mixed and it was the wrong color, or the paper folded in the wrong spot, and I learned to just let it go. Okay, so we've kind of gotten smaller on the papers, so we're gonna try this and see how it works. We're gonna go just a little bit smaller. Come on, this one's Now, granted, you would want to come down like a 1/8 of an inch with each paper strip, and you wouldn't want them quite this long. You know, you would want them like 6 inches. Be very diligent about the size of your papers, the length of them, and the width of them, and you would get a sphere. This is not going to be one, but you're going to see what I'm talking about with it rolling in. At least you'll be able to see where I'm going with it. And of course, you would want to keep it in the middle. These papers are not cut perfectly. You saw me cut them. There was no method to my madness. We're just going to go with this one. Do I want to go that one first? We're just going to go with this one. It's longer. Maybe we can cut off the end of it. And your last piece of paper, now this is by no means supposed to be perfect. Just something I wanted to show you before I stop the video. I have not made one in a minute, like I said. Usually I would not do this while it is attached to the bead. I suggest doing this before you actually start the paper. Okay, so you have a long triangle, very, very long. Okay, probably longer than what we have here. So you would come down, you know, you would take your paper and make it narrower, more narrow and more narrow as you got, as you layered your bead. And then you would get to the point of your last piece of paper, or your last half of a long piece of paper, and you would cut it into a triangle. And then as you roll it, it's going to become round, like the bead is going to become more round and more round. Obviously, that was not the intention. It was started with this bead, so it is not going to become a sphere, but kind of an oval barrel bead. Okay, we could stick something in here and straighten that out. Just take tweezers and straighten them out some. That side's good. There you have a big, giant oval barrel bead. So, I hope that somebody got something out of this, and you can come up with some ideas to use your scrappy paper, your matte paper, the paper that you use, your messy papers. Hopefully you can make some beads or make something different out of them. And yeah, if you do something different, if you're, you know, your method to your madness is a little bit different or a lot different, why don't you let me know, and then maybe I will try that myself. But just wanted to say thanks for stopping by, and let no one steal your joy today, and you go out and spread your joy with others. And I want to thank you very much, and yeah, much love, guys. Bye-bye.